Hello, this is Raghunath. I run a social service for teenagers, especially for those with academic challenges called HowUCan. If any of you would like to know more about me, what's my background, how I now come to do what I do for teenagers, I would urge you to please watch the video in my YouTube channel HowUCan by Raghunath TV, the one titled Introduction and Overview for the Time Management series. You will learn a lot more about me and why I do what I now do. In a series of videos focused on time management for you as teenagers, I help you learn the methods, habits, and practices and concepts of time management for you as a teenager. These have helped me a long way in my academic and professional journey. In the previous videos, comprising modules 1 until 5, you learned a whole lot of techniques which lead up to what we are going to now speak in this module. In module 3 and 4, you learned how do you go about determining what are all the tasks that you need to accomplish based on events that happened day to day in your life, the what to do part of it. And then in module 5, you understood how do you go about numerically estimating the time. How do you prepare for estimating the time required for the various tasks that you need to do? And how do you go about choosing between your long-term goals and short-term tasks? You're now ready. You're now ready for that one event that I would say will be the culmination of preparing for managing your time. Writing up a calendar, writing up your timetable, writing up what we'll call a schedule. You have all the inputs necessary to now fill up what will be, say, your weekly or monthly timetable, so that you know when to do what. In this video, being the first in this module, I will train you on how do you now go up filling up your calendar and schedule. We all know you have different times of an academic year. You have school days during the year, and at the end of the academic year, especially if you're in the board exam stage, you will have study holidays. The way your time needs to be scheduled, how your calendar will look, will be different for these two stages. Why is that? During school days, you obviously know most of your day is gone to third party, other external demands on you, going to school, if you're going to tuition time, etc. So you have very little personal study time which is in your hands to determine what you will do at the time that you have. Homeworks and submissions will come up. It is not that you're not studying, but the control of that time is not in your hands. It is given away. It is taken over by the school, which says this time to this time is school. You go study there, obviously. That is also studying. If we have tuitions, that is a given time. That is also studying. But you do not have too much part of your day where you can slot what you need to do. As compared to that, in study holidays, you have a lot more. Practically all of it is your personal time, meaning you can determine what you will do when. Hence, the criticality of planning that time is very more. But unless you did what you need to do during school days, you won't be ready to schedule your study time during study holidays. So in this video, based on the learnings you've had in the modules 3 to 5 and the earlier modules, I will help you fill up a calendar, a schedule, a timetable for you during school days. You learned in module 5 during study holidays, when you want to prepare for a board exam, how do you determine how much time you should allocate for the entire portions of a subject, etc. So I'm not getting into writing up the schedule for study holidays. If you learned how to write the schedule for school days, you can automatically, with the learnings you've had so far, do it for study holidays too. As a refresh, as a brush up to what we have learned so far, I'm just putting down, before you sit down to write up your timetable, these are the prerequisites you need to be sure and ready with. First, you have to have the to-do list with you. What are all the things that I need to be doing in the next foreseeable future of a week or 10 days or 15 days? You learned all of that in module 4. Without that, you will be doing a half-baked calendar. You will be missing out half the things. As I repeatedly said, all walks of your life need to be in the calendar. Otherwise, you will be misestimating how much time you will need. It could be fun time, it could be social time, it could be extracurriculars and academics. All of them need to be on the same list so that you don't miss out something. Thirdly, pre-plan, like we learned in module 5. Pre-plan what you need to accomplish, how much time something will take. You cannot misestimate that, the allocation part of it. So you have to be ready with that planning the plan inputs which you learned in module 5. Very important from an attitudinal point of view, I've taught you this big difference in module 2, lesson 7. The time that you are at studies, sitting in front of the book, is different from the time you're actually studying. The difference coming out of lack of concentration and distractions. While you write up your calendar in this module, as you will learn now, you are estimating, filling up time, assuming all of them are actual studying going inside. You will otherwise write up, say, 1 hour of English. You may actually have done 30 minutes of English. There is no chance you will finish up what you have estimated you should. So you have to make sure you break the barrier between being at studies and actual studying and make them as nearly equal as possible. Now we are ready. You're ready to write up your calendar. Let's see how. I will walk you through step by step. You do not, I repeat, you do not need a big app. You do not need electronics. You do not need a calendar in Google or Microsoft. I still make my calendar for the week. Believe you me, at least for tasks that I need to do, on a post-it. I do not use calendar. I use my calendar for many other external appointments. So all you need, do not bother if you don't have an app or a mobile phone, etc. All you need is a sheet in your notebook. Step 1, open a blank sheet, typically at the end of your rough book. Open a blank sheet. Make 9 columns. Make 9 columns. Ideally use a scale. You've got 9 columns, 1 to 9. What we are going to do with these 9 columns, we will go through step by step. Column 3 to 9. In the top row, you fill up the days and dates of the week. This one. Column 3 to 9, fill up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Column 1 is for the time of the day. Column 2, I'm deliberately coming to it in the end, is the activity that is going to occupy your calendar. So in effect, Monday to Sunday are the columns 3 to 9. Time of the day, start filling up on the first column like this, in 30-minute slots ideally. I have pre-filled this just to make it presentable. I have used Excel. I'm going to show that the same thing, though it's not handwritten. In your case, you will have it handwritten. It will look like this. You have columns 3 to 9 being Monday to Sunday. I just put some dates just to illustrate. Then you have column 1. Let's say you have a day which starts at 7 a.m. You're a person who wakes up at 7. Goes on in half an hour slot, 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, all the way. I'm just putting for illustration up to 11 p.m. and we'll now populate this. In this step, column 2, this is a very important step. You remember you're in school days. A large part of your day is gone because of commitments that the school and other people have imposed on you, obviously for studies. So in this step, in column 2, that is this column, you fill up constant or outside activities, those which you can't schedule, which you can't fill up with your activities. Example, school is say 8 o'clock to 3:30, that's gone. You just fill up here. It's constant for every day of the week. Fill up school. Then if you are having tuitions, I'm just giving an example, you may not have tuitions, 6 o'clock to 8:30, tuitions gone. It is not in your control after that. You can't say I will do English homework during school time, correct? This is gone. You cannot fill up here, I will do maths homework. No, you can't, because it's there at school. Also, in addition to those which are academics related, fill up those which are biologically and physically needed. What time do you wake up? You need to get ready to go to school. Next, you will want to take a break. Remember, I taught you it is important to take breaks. You can't come back from school and the next minute kick your shoes off and start studying. It is impossible. I'm saying take a break. Put that in. 3:30 to 4:30 is break time. You need it. You're entitled to it. Likewise, before going to tuitions, you need a half an hour break. You need some chill out time, doing something relaxing. So that's gone. You have to have dinner, right? Put dinner time, 8:30 to 9 is dinner time. So these are the parts of the day not available for you to fill up tasks that you need to do. That leaves you with the slots that are now available. Identify the slots that are now available for your personal tasks, the tasks that you have to accomplish, whether it's academics or something else. Example, 4:30 to 5:30 is clean and neat available to you. You may say, I will do homework at that time. Likewise, after dinner, let us say you are going to study up to 10:30, you're going to bed only at 10:30. 9 to 10:30, self-study or practice, whatever you may do, but this 1.5 hours plus this 1 hour is what you have between Monday to Saturday if you have 6 days, or Monday to Friday if you have 5-day week in school. Those are the only 2 slots. But they are the 2 important slots for your little drops of water activity. Doing each day what you need to do, we will now populate them with examples. For example, let's say you have a to-do list now. You have a to-do list. From that, in these slots, you decide which day I'm going to do each of them. For example, you may have in your various tasks that you have to do from your to-do list, which you identified through module 4, you may say there is an English preparation I need to do because Tuesday I need to be speaking about it, or teacher is going to ask. So Monday, 4:30 to 5:30, I'm going to do English. So put a small tick mark in your to-do list saying English is already scheduled. Next, 9 to 10:30 of Monday, let us say you decide maths is important. I want to do maths, the practice part of it. 1.5 hours clean with a 5-minute break in between. Now you move on. Tuesday there is nothing. You don't need to do anything. You don't have anything to do. I'm just illustrating here. You may have something to do. You say on Wednesday or Friday there is some big test on Marathi or Kannada or Tamil language. I need to prepare for that. So 4:30 to 5:30 I do that on Wednesday. Wednesday night, a little bit of maths because I've already done 1.5 hours of maths on Monday, and social studies I do for the remainder 1 hour. So look at how you are filling up your calendar with specific tasks. So you are absolutely clear. On Monday, you know exactly when you come back from school after the break, what am I going to do? Monday night after dinner, what am I going to do? You knew what to do. You knew how much to do. Now you have scheduled when to do it. That is precisely the way you manage time. Let us say you have a social commitment. You are a good cricketer. There is a cricket match which you are really interested in attending and then playing. You are an important member of the team. You should not compromise that, but schedule it. Put it down. Thursday, no tuitions. I'm going to go play the cricket match. Put it down so that you do not assume for something due on Friday, you will do it on Thursday. Do not forget to refer to your to-do list so that something there is getting missed out here, because this is how you will operate during the week. You're going to look at this sheet. What am I to do at this hour? So if from the to-do list something from there is not populated here, you may completely miss out that. So this is the simplest way in which you can do a calendar. You can choose to write it in the format you want, but the principles are the same. The basic steps I will summarize for you. Take a blank sheet in a notebook. Backup book is good enough. Fill up 9 columns. Leftmost is for time of the day vertically. Column 3 to 9 is the 7 days of the week. Column 2, fill up the activities of the day. School, dinner, tuitions, break, etc. Then fill up the time of the day in 30-minute slots based on what you have in your to-do list. Fill up the slots that you have in your hands, which you can populate. Like we did for the 4:30 to 5:30 and 9 to 10:30. This is a girl's timetable which I have counseled. She understood the principles and created her own way of timetable. And she showed it to me. She has slotted it by way of the time of the day, what all she does, which part of the day, etc. I helped her refine it a bit. Remember, the basic thing I'm trying to tell you here, you can have your own format. Doesn't matter. The principles are the same. Time of the day of the week, what all is not available leaves you with what slots are available for you. Fill them up from your to-do list. That's all there is to writing a timetable. That's all is the culmination of all that you learned on what to do, how much to do, and now when to do. With this, there is one big challenge that you're all going to face. I'm going to talk about that in the next lesson. You all have many tasks that cry for your attention. Too many perhaps. Too many to fit your time schedule. How do you prioritize? How do you choose? That is going to be the topic that I'm going to teach you in the next lesson. This video is in a way generally applicable to all teenagers. Each of you, I'm sure, will benefit in some way from this. And I know each of you is different and unique with your own set of issues and challenges. I assure you, to each of you, I'm available privately to you to customize this, to help you learn these concepts in a way suited to you and your challenges. Privately, all you have to do is WhatsApp me on my phone number 98-203-45323. I will assure you, I will help you figure out how you can.